How you doing, guys? This is Anon21486. Welcome you to my next video. This time I am not going to be watching a video. Instead, I am going to be discussing the latest game out there, Pokemon Go. Now, for those who do not know what Pokemon Go is, it is a game that you download onto your Android or iPhone device, and it literally lets you become the trainer and walk around and capture Pokemon. You can then go to Pokestops, which is scattered throughout a location, or gyms, which is scattered through locations, to do other various things. Pokestops use more to renew your items, while gyms let you battle other gym leaders or other players, essentially. Now, I could go more into detail of that, but instead, my main video or my discussion is going to be related to the Pokemon that are near you, the Pokemon that you want to capture, as well as the distance you have to be. Now, just a little disclaimer here. This is something that I have experienced while playing my game, so it may be a little different for you guys. It may not. I mean, this is all speculation, but at the same time, I think this is probably the most accurate you're going to get with this particular topic, just because I really have not seen any people discuss about it. Anyway, without further ado, let's start the discussion. Pokemon Go. Let's just say that you started playing the game and you are trying to find the nearest Pokemon near you. You open up your screen and what do you see? You see you walking around, you see your level number as well as you in the corner. What does it get? Pokeball in the middle, bottom middle I should say, and you see one, maybe two, maybe three Pokemon in the bottom. Now, what you want to do is you want to click on the bottom right where those three Pokemons are, and click on it will open up a nearby menu with a 3x3 grid of Pokemon near you. Now, for the most part, I can go into a little more detail on this just because, you know, why not? Since I'm discussing about distance and all those things, why not? So it's a 3x3 grid. First and foremost, and this has been highly discussed, so I'm just going to be very fast on these two topics. The top left is the Pokemon that is nearest to you, while the bottom right is the Pokemon furthest away from you. The three footprints in the bottom of each Pokemon also indicates how close you are. So let's say that you have a Pidgey near you. It's on the top left, and there are two footprints underneath it. Then the chances are you are very close. Walk around. If that two footprints go to three footprints, you're actually walking away from it. So go the other way. Continue walking, and then you'll see two and then one. And then the Pokemon should appear on your screen, so you'll be able to catch it by clicking on the Pokemon and then throwing the Pokeballs, whatever you want. Now, that's all fine. That's all common knowledge right now. However, let's say that you live in a very rural area. You open up your Poké screen, or you open up the nearby menu, and what do you see? You see nothing. What do you do in that situation? First and foremost, you do want to get out of where you are now and go someplace else, because that means that there's nothing nearby you. Now, how far do you have to go? It really isn't explained too much. In fact, I don't think it's been explained at all, but that's the reason of this video. Essentially, and this is from my experience, what I found out is that a Pokemon only appears on the nearby menu if it's within a quarter mile of your location. So let's say you were standing in one place, look to the front, go a quarter mile, look to the left quarter mile, look to the right quarter mile, look back quarter mile. That's basically the radius of where you are and where the Pokemon is with you, basically. If there's no Pokemon near you and then nothing appears on, then you do have to go a quarter mile out of your way, which is why I've said to just get out of that area in general. Now, how did I come up with this? I walked around, and I charted where I walked, or made at least a mental note of where I walked. Went online, put in those same locations, and sure enough, it came out to about a quarter mile. Now, does that mean every single Pokemon in there is within a quarter mile? Yes. Yes, it does. The next question I'm pretty sure a lot of you are saying is, how about the farthest Pokemon? If the Pokemon on the bottom right is the farthest away from you, does that mean that that's a quarter mile away from you? Well, no. No, it isn't. Remember, whatever appears on there is within a quarter mile from you. So, let's say you have 9 Pokemons on your screen. Doesn't mean that there's 15 Pokemons. And if there's, say, 15 Pokemons within that quarter mile, of course, that's going to be not even mentioned on the nearby menu. So there's a good chance that some of those Pokemon, specifically at the end, are like 600 feet away from you, um, or even less, maybe 200 feet. You know, you never know. But that's just what I have found out so far. So that's the first thing I want to say, is that any Pokemon within that nearby menu is a quarter mile from you. Now, the second thing, and I think this one pertains to more along the lines of everyday use and everyday playability, is the distance or the radius around you. Now, what I have found out is that the radius around you is 100 feet. So, same concept, look front, look left, look right, look back. You go 100 feet in either direction, that's your radius. So, let's say you're going to a Pokestop. You walk into a Pokestop. You don't have to be on top of the location, as many have said before. Even the police from, I think, Australia have said it. You don't have to be at the location, but you have to be nearby the location. And with the knowledge of it being 100 feet from you, you don't even have to be right in front or inside. You could be across the street. You could be about what, less than half a block away, and still go to the gym, still go to the Pokestops, as well as capture Pokemon, because that's also, from my experience, how far the distance is before the Pokemon appears on your screen. So you do have to walk around. Once a Pokemon, say a Spearow this time, goes within 100 feet of your radius, then it will appear up on your screen. You click on it and have fun trying to capture it. Now, does that mean it always has to be 100 feet? Not necessarily. What I also found out is that while walking around, say that same Spearow is there, and you decide to just dismiss it and walk right by it, it will stay on your screen until roughly around 150 to 200 feet away from you, which is a good thing if you think about it. So it does not work that way for Pokestops. Pokestops and gyms, you do have to be within 100 feet of the location. But with Pokemon themselves, what you want to do is you want to be within 100 feet away from them, but you can continue walking, can continue going up to 150, 200 feet, which allows you to be more, how do you say, just capturing it. Why not? And for the most part, I have noticed this multiple times, especially with my place of employment, that it's literally a wharf that's about 150 feet away. So I can go from one side of the wharf to the other and catch Pokemons that appear far away from me, essentially. Now, those are the only two things, well, I guess in this case it will be three things that I wanted to discuss and wanted to give some clarification. Hopefully it was helpful for several of you guys, because now you know how to plan better when playing this game. Now you know that a Pokemon needs to be a quarter mile from you in order to appear on your nearby menu. You now know that a Pokemon does not appear on your screen until it's 100 feet from you, which I'm going to assume that's where the one footprint is, because I've noticed that one footprint usually tends to even though it's still technically you want to have 0 footprints under the Pokemon, it will still appear on your screen, which still makes it capturable. Um, the other thing is that now you need to know you need to be 100 feet away from Pokestops and Pokegyms. And last but not least, you now know that you have some leeway when it comes to capturing the Pokemon on your distance, up to 150, 200 feet from you. So hopefully this helps you out. Hopefully this explains something. Feel free to leave a comment below, because I'm not that good at speaking, as you probably can hear, but I am good at explaining myself in the comments, so feel free to comment on that. Anyway, this has been Anon21486. Hopefully I'll get a new video out soon, within the next month or so. Yeah, that's about it. Later.